here we are again with Esther.
Hello,
Kroner. She's been working here in the Breath Therapy Center for how many years?
5 years.
5 years with Karishlander, the director, long time director of Breath Therapy Center, and we are here in the new office. So this is so nice. Congratulations, both of you. And I would like to ask you, why did you move?
Well, we basically moved in here 10 days ago and reorganized and reused as many of the furniture, and because the Breathe Therapy Center will continue to live over my dead body.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So it'll be a struggle because momentarily we won't have a place to do the trainings because we're losing the one-way mirror for the moment. But we are tenacious, and we will. So for the moment, the residencies will be happening in Mexico, where they do have a setup, a beautiful setup. The Breathe Therapy Center in Mexico has a whole house. They have one-way mirrors. They have 3 offices. I mean, you should look them up on Facebook and online.
That's very good to know to all the people that is watching this.
Right.
Okay. Why do you decide to come here to do your training, and how's been all your road with Karen?
Yeah, I decided to come here and do my training with Karen because I found that the trainings being offered for new therapists were increasingly compartmentalized and complicated. So in order to become what seemed to me an effective therapist, you would need to master various different methods, and none of them seem to have overlap. Their assumptions seem to contradict each other in terms of what would become therapeutic. And so through learning though, and through observing my own life and the people that I come in contact with, it became clear to me that every context and person could find benefit in one method or another at a different time, but until you really slow down and you listen and you break things down into small enough pieces that you can describe things in both a practical and a little bit of a removed way from the problem, people were getting stuck in applying methods that weren't appropriate, or building more and more boxes around how to define which method would work for which person, from which mother, from which country, with which friends, and it was driving me nuts. And so that was a piece that, in traditional therapy settings, motivational interviewing might be a segment of therapy, but in brief therapy, it's a constant part of the process that we're always listening for. So I might have the best idea in the world, but if it's not important to the client in front of me and the people supporting them or their systems, it really doesn't matter. So I found myself being frustrated in efforts because I had this ideal of, well, this is the perfect thing for this person at this time, but it actually doesn't speak to this idea of really deeply listening to somebody. And so that piece was, I think, a fundamental piece that keeps me invested in learning more and more about brief therapy in terms of always being willing to come back to what the client is willing to work for, rather than me spinning my wheels to look outside of their world for.
Tell the people that is watching this video, it's going to be in the whole world and all the media, so they want to know which is the team that is going to be working here in Breath Therapy Center, California, Palo Alto.
Well, so Esther and I are obviously going to continue to work here, and then we have Gloria, who is going to be Gloria Diaz, who's also been working with me for at least 6 or 7 years, and she's got her office currently in San Francisco, and she mostly speaks Spanish. And then I think we're going to continue to Ignacia Felix Boto is actually on maternity leave. All of these children having children of their own. I mean, it's like, I know. So Camilo, I think, is 3 months old, and Gloria's, what's his name? Lucas is a year old.
Yes.
And Esther's, yours are 3 and a few months old.
3 and 10 months,
Right.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yes.
Mine are already old.
Yes.
But so it's our core team, because they've been working with me for a while now, and I've been supervising behind the mirror, and I supervise cases. So for the moment, that is our core team, and then there's people like you in Chile, and Clara and Pedro in Mexico. Clara and Pedro have been with me for 20-some years.
Yes, a lot. Yeah, very long time. Yeah.
They're both professors at the UNAM, and so they're like super brainy. And Pedro has read everything there is to be read.
Yes.
I mean, he's
very
amazing.
good teacher. Yes.
Both in Spanish and in English.
Yes.
And then there's Raquel in Barcelona, and there's Margarita in Asunción, who's doing some of the business and the coaching piece, which is something that we're also interested in here. So yeah,
it's a big team. A very international team.
Definitely
Paraguay,
international.
Chile, Spain, Mexico, California.
Right.
So the Breathe Therapy Center
is alive and well.
It's alive and well and expanding through all the world. Shanghai, you've been in Shanghai like
we'll
2 years,
there, right.
and you're gonna be there next year.
Well, and then there's a group in Luzern in Switzerland who's actually practicing this model, because Marcello and Dieter were here 20 years ago.
Yes.
And they've come back.
Yes.
And I've been over there doing some trainings. And they only do, they sort of have like what we would call an EAP. And so they offer, I think, a maximum of 8 sessions. It's not even 10. And they're doing a fabulous job, and they've redone all of the protocols to fit the breathe therapy thinking, because they know that it works and it's effective. So yeah.
So congratulations to you, because it's been your work. Your work is expanding, and like you say, everyone wants to come back here. So
it's a good addiction to have.
Yeah, it's a good addiction to have. So well, congratulations to have this place, the new beginnings that you said, the new beginnings. Well, we are a new century. Palo Alto is changing, because all the buildings, the big buildings, and the city is changing. So, well, you moved like the city.
We're continuing to change.
And continue to change like the model says. So, congratulations. It's been a pleasure to be with you in this little interview. So, if you want to say goodbye to all the people that's watching us.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Esther and Karen, and we are going to be waiting for you here in the new office in Palo Alto. Goodbye.